Today is a gift for everyone that's listening to this right now. I promise. That means you're alive. Right? And I can promise you this. You should be appreciative that you're alive right now. Even if you're in some circumstances that is not ideal, right? Even if you're in some circumstances that are not ideal, I would say most people feel like they're in circumstances that they're not ideal. Whether it's in a relationship, it's in a job, it's in a partnership, they'll probably have the feeling that it's not ideal to be in, right? So it's kind of why you need to just appreciate where you're at. You need to appreciate the season that you're in, whatever season that is. And one of the things that I typically tell clients, but it's profound when you think about life like this, right? When every season and every situation always has a start and it always has an end, right? I can say that, I can speak to that because that's what I've seen, right? And I grew up in a challenging environment, but it always had a start and it always had an end, even if that start and end is years. Most of them were years, right? Trying to find your way, trying to make clarity of some broken things and some situations that just don't fully make sense. But you're here, you're present. It had a start, it had an end, and then now you can look back and be like, how did I strengthen through this? How did I strengthen through this situation? What did God want me to see, experience, equip myself with that allowed those things? And obviously that's perspective that's speaking. That's experience that's speaking. That's wisdom that's speaking. But it's important to know and understand, how are situations working for me, not to me? That's the biggest mindset shift that I've made in the last few years. How are situations working for me, not to me? Whatever happens to you happens for you. I can promise to you, you strengthen from it. A death in the family happens for you, not to you, right? But when you begin to think about things that happen to you, you become a victim. And then those things continue to replay. And for some reason, you can't take capture of those things. So then now they continue to victimize you and they continue to control you. I'm not going to allow that in my life, right? And you shouldn't allow that in your life either. So in the Bible, it says, take every thought captive. There's a reason for that. When you see soldiers, they go to war. They see some things that they have no business seeing. And their mind takes them captive. And they keep flashing back to these instances. And it continues to re-victimize them today. That's what trauma is. That's what trauma is. It continues to re-victimize you again today. What's up, Macy girl? Good morning. Hit like and subscribe if you feel led to. So that's what happens in our minds. We don't take those thoughts captive. We continue to become victims of past situations. And I'm speaking about this because this is what happened to me. Right? I continue to allow things that happened in the past to victimize me today. That's what trauma is. But there's a solution to it. There's grace, there's mercy, there's love. Right? And there's also therapy. All positive things. Help you work through those thoughts and those emotions and those perspectives to make a shift in you, in your mind, that you're not a victim. You're not. You're going to continue to grow from each and every experience. You're going to continue to strengthen from each and every experience. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to turn around and you're going to say to somebody else, hey, I had that experience. Here's how I walked through it. Here's how I grew. And guess what? That becomes your power. That becomes your power. Your weakness becomes your power. And that's kind of what has happened to me, is because I've had so many traumatic experiences and I've worked through them, I've gotten through the other side. My weakness has become my power, and before it was my weakness. And I didn't use my voice. I was like, hey, nobody can connect with this. I've been through this situation. Every time I would share it, I'd see people's faces and I was like, hey, listen, nobody can fully connect with what I'm sharing in my experiences, but they actually have another point of reference that they could connect to that just makes more sense to them. How we doing? Where everybody's from? Tell me where everybody's from. No, I don't work security. I work construction. All right. But just wanted to say good morning. And that's the premise of today's video, right? So I'll give you an example. So my twins, we just celebrated their 7th birthday, right? Yesterday. And because I've seen so much trauma, my little one, which came into care when she was 11 months, when she was 3, she was exhibiting trauma, right? Trauma starts in the womb. She's exhibiting trauma. She was throwing chairs. She was knocking the paper off of the teacher's desk, kicking chairs, throwing tables, running out of the classroom. Just complete, craziness, crazy stuff. And then they actually kicked her out of school at 3. They kicked her out. They were like, we just can't do that. We can't handle this type of behavior stuff in our school. So she got to go. We got to find a different home for her. Now, meanwhile, this girl is so bright. Anything that I put on her plate, she just grabs it. She captures it, right? Anything. Her memory is so sharp. But she didn't have the self-regulation, which most of us don't have, on what she's experiencing inside and what she is processing. So then it comes out with behavior issues. It comes out with, hey, this is a bad kid, all right? And I've been labeled a bad kid before in my life. I was one of the bad kids in dropout prevention. Right? No, I wasn't a bad kid. I was going through some stuff. You know what I was seeing all those drugs and seeing all of those people that were zombies around me each and every day, getting treated like crap because I'm not from this country. I was going through some stuff. So yeah, I'm a bad kid, but look what I'm going through. I'm going through some stuff. I'm processing some stuff. I don't know how to deal with it. My parents are only so much equipped to get me the help and the services that I needed, right? So I've had to process all of those things to grow from it. So it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And then now I can leverage my voice and perspective to help others work and navigate some of these same things. Right? So that's how the devil works. Here's how the devil works. He wants to silence you and he wants to shame you, want to stuff you in a corner. Right? Where are you from? Iran. Wow. What's going on in Iran right now? If you don't mind sharing. What's going on in Iran right now, if you don't mind sharing? What are you doing wrong? In what regards? And I feel like I'm taking the proper steps to improve myself each and every day. I'm reading. I'm working on myself. I'm identifying areas that trauma might have more of a stronghold over me. I'm parenting well, and I'm continuing to grow each and every day. I never want to stay the same. I never want to be in the same spot that I was yesterday. So the question for you, what are you doing wrong? Just think about that. What are you doing wrong? How are you growing? How are you not growing through your experiences? Only positivity. Yeah, people are going through real life situations where they live, right? And be grateful for where you live if you have safety each and every day. It's a gift. I promise. Safety is a gift. And be grateful for it when you have peace. I promise. So, what I was saying is, it was the twins' birthday, and I'm watching them turn 7. And then I referenced that experience when my daughter was 3 and getting kicked out of school. And then now she's getting awards from the principal of how well she's behaving, how pleasant she is, how much she strives to learn, and she represents all of these things. That's not an accident. That's not an accident. You know, as parents, we got a certain responsibility. And for me, because of my experiences, I kind of hone in more on what she needs and how she needs to grow. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I do these driving chronicles where I talk about different things each and every day. I'm trying to just be helpful wisdom to anyone that will listen. So now she's getting all of these awards, and the teachers are getting reports back. They're like, I wish I had more Michaelas in our classroom that loves to learn, that loves to read, that loves to apply herself. Right? That's an amazing feeling as a parent compared to back in the day when she was getting kicked out of school. You just look at these teachers' face and you're like, dang, why would a teacher want to feel about you like this? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And let me tell you about one experience, right? Her behavior was so problematic for the school. They had a recital, right? And in the recital, they stuck her all the way in the middle back. Now, there's the tallest kids in the performance. Stand in the back. She's one of the shortest. They stick her all the way in the middle, all the way in the back, so she couldn't be seen. Right? Meanwhile, I'm watching this as they stick her in the back, in the middle, where she can't be seen, because they want to minimize her chances of being disruptive to the performance, to the families that are here just to watch their child perform. Right? And then I'm sitting there, I'm looking at my wife, and I'm like, wow, is this really happening? And then I took a picture. Of what I was seeing. And I had to point an arrow at the picture and say, here's where she is. You can't even see her. Here's where she is. Right? Think about how I felt as a parent watching this performance, and then you watch your child get stuffed in the middle, unseen, to not be disruptive, and you know you're coaching it well. And you know you're being strong. And you know you're being consistent. And you know you're doing the work. And you know you're making the investment each and every day. but it's not showing when they're outside your presence. It's a big deal. It's a big frustration. And I know a lot of people go through it. A lot of people go through it. A lot of people need to grow from it. A lot of kids need to grow from it. Understanding what your child is going through from the perspective of trauma is absolutely needed to help them get to their highest and best self. Right? Don't forget that. Continue to work on yourself each and every day. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Continue to work on yourself each and every day. There's valuable lessons in it, I promise. It's about what happens to you, how you receive it, how you choose to absorb it, and how you grow from it. That's what it's about. Where's everybody from? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Where's everybody from? If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Driving Chronicles, right? We're diving into trauma. We're diving into how do you grow from it? How do you not allow it to continue to victimize you each and every day? Right? So I'm thankful for the opportunity that I get to use my voice now and to be able to kind of share the perspective that I have when it comes to growth, when it comes to experience. It's never over until it's over. So until you have breath in your body, you can improve your situation, you can improve your life, you can improve every aspect of your being every day. And I won't settle for nothing less than that. Outside of that, thanks for joining me, Driving Chronicles. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Have a great day.